Pepi's been complaining about the life in here, and then I gave him an advice. Why don't you go and explore Salvador and Feira de Santana a little bit and hang out and feel what do you think about that places, and then you can compare our life here and I suppose life there. So let's see what Pepi think about what he saw there.
Thank you very much, Elci.
You're welcome.
So as Elci's been saying, after 2 years of living here in this sítio, which is like a small farmhouse at the beach in Bahia, Brazil, I've just started to get really bored. There are no restaurants, so to speak of, one or two, that's it, nearby, and that too 5 or 6 kilometers away from where we live. You can forget about theaters and museums and shopping malls and things like that. None of the coffee shops, none of those modern amenities that you would see in a city are here. So I've been really bored.
So do you know what is this?
No.
This is that vegetable that India has a lot. They use. It's good for health, anti-inflammatory, a lot of things.
That bitter?
Yes, the bitter one that looks like a crocodile.
It's called carela.
Okay, so see, I am watering
if you
every
cook that
day.
properly, that thing is very delicious and very
it's,
good for you.
It's good for health, yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Oh.
So and this is tomatoes. See, I hope it comes here and then we can hang here and we can take the tomatoes from down.
Mm-hmm. That's a great idea.
Yes.
Elci, we live in paradise.
Yes, we definitely do.
I mean, take a look at this. This is our vegetable garden. We've got many, many coconut trees producing fruit. This is one of 2 lemon trees, and the lemons from this one are the size of grapefruits. This here is a gigantic mango tree that produces buckets and buckets full of mangoes. And this is a guava tree, one of 2 that we have in our compound.
This one is still little, but is starting to get yellow, see? We're gonna harvest still small, because otherwise the monkeys are gonna come, or the birds.
Uh-huh. Bella, ciao Bella. I love you, Bella.
So, the bottom line is this. I took Elci's advice after a lot of complaining about living here, and I took a trip to 2 of the largest cities in Bahia, Brazil. One being Salvador, where I spent 3 days and 2 nights, and the other being Feira de Santana, also in Bahia. I liked Salvador because there's a lot to do, lots of diversity in restaurants, museums, culture, beaches, coffee shops, restaurants. Feira de Santana, on the other hand, is great for shopping for big things like cars and, kitchen appliances and that kind of stuff. I liked Salvador. I did not so much care for Feira de Santana. I always thought about our home, what you're looking at, the quietness of living in this place, the peace that comes from everything that surrounds us. I was really missing being here, because being surrounded by concrete buildings and traffic and miserable roads just wasn't cutting it for me. I couldn't wait to come back home.
Can I change for the white again, or I leave the blue one for some time?
Just leave the blue one. It looks good.
So as you can see, we gave up a very different life in the United States, where we lived for a long, long, long time, in very different circumstances, to come pursue a much simpler, happier life without being surrounded by the need for materialistic things, rather quite the opposite. Look at this kitchen, for example. This is never something we would have dreamt of having after retirement, but yet this is what we have, and for the 2 of us, we're super happy. That's all we need.
My love, can you you do me a favor?
Go ahead.
Can you bring the broom that stays in the front?
Yeah.
Obrigada, meu amor.
Ah, de nada, meu amor. I love you too, but you have to keep a safe distance from our feet. All right, my love? Because I don't want you to get hurt. Love you. Love you so much. She's so smart, actually. She's very smart. This is my home art studio. I love to sit in front of the TV and paint with a couple of fans because it's so hot here in the summertime. Elci plays the guitar. I'm trying to teach myself how to play the smaller charango, which is an instrument out of Bolivia and Ecuador. Completely different sound. Another thing, because it's so hot here in the summer months, the pool water evaporates quite rapidly. So I have to use our well water, as you can see here, to replenish the level of pool water I'd say once every 5 days or so. Bella sleeps outdoors at night, so she loves to sleep in the sand, so it's not uncommon for her to be itching sometimes. This here's Chiku, our calopsita, cockatiel in English. Here you can see the atelier opposite the house, now looking back across the pool to the house. There's my Honda scooter. And there's Bella again, she follows me everywhere. This is our outdoor kitchen. There's a pizza oven, there's a grill, there's a regular oven that's wood-fired, and we've got 3 hammocks, 2 in the front and 1 in the back of the house. As I said, lots of fruit trees, coconut trees, and here we're in the process of extending some of our shade roofs around the veranda of the house, so that we can walk around the house completely when it's raining or when it's super blistery hot, sunny, and not get rained upon, nor have to deal with the sun. As you can see, the fan that we have mounted on the wall is an industrial fan and super strong, which is needed over here. So this is me opening the mosquito door to our front terrace overlooking the swimming pool. Since we're so close to the ocean, there's always a beautiful breeze coming from the ocean, which is like a 5-minute bicycle ride. And there's lots of sand too that comes into the pool that we have to clean. Lots of flowers, lots of bougainvilleas, etc. This is paradise.
Woman's work never finishes. You always have dishes to wash, cook to make, clothes to wash, cleaning and organizing all day long. If you say, oh, everything is all right, open a drawer and you always have something to fix.
You know, that is 1000% correct. And as hardworking as Elci is, she's always up to something. She's always doing something, either in the kitchen or in her seamstress room, because she loves to, stitch and sew different things. Projects are always going on in her world. So she's always a busybody, which is great. Elci, what is this thing?
So this is this machine, right? That I brought from US, and I put in a corner so I'm gonna be able to use whenever I need it. And then I noticed it was a line of ants going towards this, and when I went to see, look at this, the ants was bringing all kinds of pieces of thread and things like that to make a nest inside of my machine. That's crazy, right? So now I have to open it and see what they did. I hope they didn't damage nothing. Uh-oh, there's still here. There's still here. Gross.
So Elci and I just spent 20 minutes with our brooms getting rid of these red fire ants. Man, they bite and it hurts.
Do you know why this happened? Because I should have used my machine for a long time ago, and I was like, oh, today I don't have time. Oh, today I don't have time. Find time to do your stuff. Otherwise, we have so many ants. They eat all the leaves from the plants. Especially the more beautiful ones, because the leaves are soft. You know, not fair. It's a lot of work to water them every day, put fertilizer, blah, 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 and then they come eat.
So as you can see, our water is a little green. This is because we've got well water coming in to make up for the water that evaporates every week. But I'm going to add some chemicals to turn this into clear. So it's going to actually reflect the sky and it's going to look blue.
You lost the better part. I opened 2 coconuts to take the water.
Wow. So guess what?
With the big facão. Big facão. I opened 2. And one is here. It's a small one, but it's the same work. Right?
You know what? I think the TV series Superwoman. Have you heard of that? I think they must have been trying to make a movie about you because you are Superwoman, Elci. I'm telling you. You're good at everything.
So let's share this water.
Obrigado. Love you. Ching ching.
Whoa, it's so sweet. Ooh, muito bom.
Straight out of, and these are our coconuts, right? Oh my goodness. This is...
Seems like you put sugar, right?
Yeah.
It's so sweet.
This tastes much better than the stuff that you would buy in stores back wherever you live. Yeah, that's right, they put chemicals. Yeah, here, this is chemical free straight out of the coconut from our trees.
Yeah.
This is the best part. Elci, what is this?
So this is called cashew. Cashew in English, right? Cashew.
Like the cashew nut.
And the nut is this one. It stays outside of the fruit. It's not a seed that comes inside. And then you have to burn a lot of them together. It's a big fire and they burn for some time. Comes the oil out of it. And then you break the nut, the outside skin. And inside is the cashew nut. And this is the cashew, right? And has no seed. This that was supposed to be inside is from outside. And it's delicious, it's sweet.
So because we have a pretty nice sized piece of land with lots of trees that shed leaves, and once every month and a half our gardener shows up to rake everything and to clean up fallen branches and what have you. The only way to get rid of all of this is to make piles all over the place and to burn them, because there's no pickup here. Trash pickup is once a week, but they don't haul this kind of yard waste, so we have no choice but to burn it. It actually becomes good because it is compost that we can then spread out to all different kinds of plants. There's the box that the flying ants were nesting in, so we had to burn that one too. Look at Elci. She's the hardest working person that I personally know. This smoke is amazing because it drives all the mosquitoes away. So typically here people tend to burn things an hour or two before sunset. Bella, as you can see, she's always in her element around us. No matter where we are, she's not far from us. And she's such an active dog. mixed breed. We don't know what she is. She's a vira-lata, as they call it, a street dog. We've had night lights installed, so now at night, many of our good-looking trees are lit up all night long because the wattage on these bulbs is very low. They don't consume a lot of energy. There again is the atelier that we hope to one day turn into an art studio for Elci and I. Here is our second lemon tree, which we had to prune so we can stand up underneath it. And look at these beautiful lemons that we eat every day. Every day. The best thing for your health you can imagine. There's the old gate of ours, which we're going to repurpose for something else. Flowers everywhere. In the background is the new gate. This here is our desert rose, which we love. This is a native plant. I have no idea what it's called, but always blooms with beautiful flowers. This here is the parrot flower, I believe. Very common all over Brazil. And as you can see, the smoke all over the place. This is one of 2 trees that we planted called flamboyant. We have some extra blue barrels, 2 extra ones, which we're going to we're going to actually capture rainwater with them. So we'll always have fresh drinking water no matter what, because our well water comes from the ground and is a little tainted. We don't drink it, but we're going to start harvesting the rainwater. So we'll always have 2 barrels full of rainwater. As you can see, big mature trees in our yard. We just absolutely love them. Flowers everywhere, everywhere. So with all this smoke that we have on this day, there were absolutely no mosquitoes to be found. Because here at night after 5 o'clock, you have to, your bed has to be covered with a mosquito net. Otherwise, you're not going to have a very good night. I feed Bella twice a day, once in the morning, just half a cup as I wake up, and then once before it gets dark. The cockatiel, on the other hand, just once a day when I wake up. So that's our routine with our 2 pets. We have more vegetables and herbs and things like that growing back there against the wall.
So usually we not have so much smoke. Do you know why?
No, why?
Because underneath the pile was so big that underneath is still wet from 2 weeks ago when it rained. So the dry ones are gonna burn, but not so smoky.
But it's a good thing to have all this smoke because I'm sure all the mosquitoes from here are gone.
It's bad for our lungs, right?
That's true.
The other way it goes fast, but this way we're gonna stay.
Bella, are you having any breathing problems? She says no. She says, no, Mommy, Daddy, I'm fine. So now you can see why going to the city was probably the best thing I ever did, because I was looking for paradise somewhere else. Little did I know that we already have found paradise where we live. There are many people that have said to us, wow, you should count your blessings for what God has given you, instead of looking for life in a city like I was. Thank you, God, for opening my eyes. There goes the bus. There's a bus actually that goes right outside our front door, even though we live in rural Brazil. And within 1 hour, this bus takes us to Ilhéus. So if we don't want to touch our combi van or a moto or whatever, we can actually ride the bus to Ilhéus and back. Talk about paradise, right? I mean, how many people can get public transportation right outside their front door in this sort of rural setting? So I've learned my lesson from going to Feira de Santana and Salvador, that even though I miss the amenities of city life, The secret is to go there, to visit, get that out of your system, and come back to this amazing life. Let me just be quiet and have you listen to the birds. Just pay attention. Obrigado, Deus. Thank you, God. Thank you, God.